point when you say, but you're not being asked to have an abortion, you're not being forced. Well, I would say that was the common argument, and it needs to be brought up because it's really, really interesting, the parallels. That was the common argument for those who actually owned slaves. They were owning black people, they were abusing them. When people were saying, listen, you can't do that to that human being. You cannot treat them this way. You cannot do that. The slave owners did say, and it's on record, they said, don't want a slave, don't have one. And what's interesting is in the way that you frame that, Jamali, I think it's important to highlight and to think about together, is when you say, yeah, but nobody's asking you to have an abortion. I would say, well, God commands me to love my neighbor. And I would want to stand against any injustice against black people in the past, against slavery today, against child sacrifice today. I think that God's commandments are absolute. And I do think it's important in a society. Here's the thing. I think that the people who are professing faith in Jesus during the time of slavery, I think they were wicked. They were behaving wickedly, and I think that they needed to be called out and condemned. I think that they were on a completely wrong side, and they were, of course, abusing the text of Scripture. They were contradicting themselves in Scripture. I think that the society that was around at that time with slavery as legal, they had a moral obligation to fight against what was accepted as the norm. And in this case, we're talking about abortion. I know, Jamali, it's accepted. People just take it for granted today. But I think that we're going to find 100 years from now, people are going to look back on this and say, I can't believe we were ever involved in such a thing.